Why a Titanfall video? Simply put, there's been a lot of hype and hope put into this game. People have called it the Call of Duty killer, the Battlefield killer, the future of first-person shooter gaming, just to name a couple. I never bothered to board the hype train, but I am a member of the Hope Club for this game. I've been ready for something new in the shooter genre for a long while now. The sad truth is, for years, first-person shooters have become stale and stagnant. It's been Call of Duty and Battlefield shoveling the same stuff at us year after year. A little change here, a different setting there, a different time period over there, and we got a recipe for a yearly version of a AAA first-person shooter. While both of these games are not horrible, you can only play the same stale formula for so long. So yeah, I'll admit, I did have a little hope for this team. This team that's bringing us Titanfall is the same team that brought Call of Duty to us. The game does share a very Call of Duty feel to it, which is not that hard to believe. Respawn Entertainment, the team that created this hybrid first-person shooter, is actually filled with 46 ex-Infinity Ward employees that resigned following the firings of Jason West and Vince Zampella from Infinity Ward that developed the original Call of Duty franchise. Now please, keep in mind, whatever I say now might change on the release of this game. This is just a beta, but it actually feels more like a demo with what I've experienced so far. What this beta demo gives us a watered down version of the final product that shows us the mechanics on what we're to expect. Does it live up to the hype, you might ask? The simple answer is no. The complicated answer is a maybe. But is that necessarily bad? Is it going to replace Call of Duty or Battlefield anytime soon? No, but it might create a new franchise that can hold its own against the first-person shooter giants. The fact of the matter is that Call of Duty and Battlefield are not going to be replaced anytime soon. Activision and EA are going to continue to make these games. And the killer first-person shooter to these games? It's just a mythical beast. The true Call of Duty and Battlefield killer is simply your wallet. As long as there's money to be made and we keep buying this crap, we're going to continue to see them year after year. And the reason to this is simple. While every version seems to be getting staler and staler over time, they continue to be cash cows, breaking sell records every release, and any good business worth its money would be dumb to not milk this. What Titanfall is, from what I experienced in this beta, it's a new franchise that combines some of the best aspects of the many popular games such as Call of Duty, Battlefield, Hawken, Mirror's Edge, and hell, even League of Legends, to surprisingly form a damn fun game to play. Whether you're a Call of Duty, Battlefield, or any other first-person shooter player, there is something for you to enjoy here. I refuse to endorse a game and tell you to go buy it right now, when all we've seen is basically a demo. So I'll wait for the final product before jumping the gun, and make that pre-purchase order. But from what I've been playing so far, you should consider getting it after we can see the final product and we can make a final judgment. While the shooting mechanics play similar to Call of Duty, it quickly feels very different from it. And not just because of the mechs, or the bots and minions. Titanfall takes a tip from parkour influences such as Mirror's Edge. When you first take the tutorial and start wall jumping and running, you can't help to think, okay, this might be kind of interesting. Eventually you start to master the parkour with the combat, and you begin jumping around wall to wall, building to building, in a way that would make Faith from Mirror's Edge proud. The next big mechanic, and of course the main attraction, is the Titans. Once the game starts, you start off with a timer that counts down to 0 before you can actually summon your Titan. This is great because no matter what, if you're the best player in the world or even the worst damn player, you will eventually get your damn giant robot. The game is 6 versus 6, and there are bot soldiers running around in the field. This actually created controversy when it was first announced. It's actually quite surprising how it fits in once the game starts up. You run around the map killing each bot, every player you see, which every kill lowers the timer to summon your Titan. The best way that I can describe this to you is combining a MOBA style game like League of Legends or Dota. The bots are the minions, which are the ones that you farm to gain gold. And the players and the pilots are the champions, heroes, all providing gold once you kill them, and you use this gold to get your items, therefore making you stronger and deadlier. While in Titanfall, your items in this case is being a giant mech, which you can use to fight with. Now, once you summon your Titan, the game changes once again. If you played Hawken, it has a familiar mech combat feeling to it. Now, it might feel a little bit more watered down, at least at this point since it is a beta, but that might change on release. And once you summon your mech, it's that mech versus mech action which gave this game its title. What had a big impact on my enjoyment on this game is the fact that even if I was on the ground running and gunning, while giant titans tried to kill each other and the other ground troops, I never actually felt like the titans were overpowered or unkillable. I found myself at times enjoying putting my Titan in AI mode and have it follow me around or in guard mode to set traps and distract the other mechs while I took them out with my anti-Titan weapons, from the rooftops or inside buildings. And quite frankly, it worked. I mean, come on. What a damn surprise. A giant robot works as a perfect distraction? It's hard to ignore a 3-star robot with a big gun. So while they focused on my Titan, I was on the side shooting my rockets, boarding the actual Titans and destroying them. Which overall made the combat really exciting. Which these outcomes would have been different if I wasn't allowed to customize my pilot or my Titan. The game manages to combine a lot of stuff from Battlefield and Call of Duty, such as the unlock systems for attachments, the guns, and the perks you can customize on your pilot, and all sharing a similar leveling up system. The beta managed to put a couple of equipments in there so we can test around. For example, we got the cloak, which makes you invisible for a short amount of time, or the stims that help your parkour skills by giving you a speed boost and faster health regen. And don't think your Titans get left behind on this. Your Titans get the same customizations. So for example, when your Titan is disabled, you can go kamikaze into the other Titans and blow up a mini nuke, taking them and everything around you with you. And then you have the shield that most people can recognize. It makes you feel like Neo from the Matrix, and fires back whatever it absorbs back to your target. In the end, with the little that they gave us for customization on the Titan, it allowed me to build my Titan to fit my playstyle. Now, we only did have one version of the Titans available for the beta, but on the release there's going to be 3 types. You got your heavily armored Ogre, the middle of the pack and average Titan, which is decent at everything but master of none, the Atlas, and finally we got the smaller and more agile Strider. Now, it does sound like giving a lot of praise to the game, but it does have its faults. Sadly, the matches feel too short at times. In attrition, which would be the team deathmatch of the game, it can be over less than 5 minutes. Hardpoint, which is the game's version of domination, in which you hold 3 points until you reach your ticket goal. And then there's honestly the weakest mode that I felt while playing the beta is Last Titan Standing, which, like the name sounds, everyone spawns in a Titan and you have 1 life. Again, all these matches, they're over real fast. And then we have the dumbest bricks AI. I know they're designed that way, just to be cannon fodder for us to farm, but I do wish they were a bigger challenge. And while all these faults exist, I can't help but to have a lot of fun while I'm playing this. Which in the end, from what I've gathered from the experience in the beta, we have a first-person shooter that, while it does not live up to the hype, or hell, become the Battlefield Call of Duty killer, it actually manages to surprisingly combine mechanics from other non-first-person shooter games and modern first-person shooters into a pretty good game, which I had a lot of fun with. Well, of course, it might not replace or change the landscape of gaming. It might spawn another franchise that can compete with the best. So while it does not manage to live up to the hype, it does manage to think outside the box. Which, if the game becomes a commercial success, it might motivate the developers and publishers to finally come up with something new, or at least change the formula for shooters. But then again, I won't hold my breath. As long as we continue to feed the cash cow by spending our money on the stealth shooter market, the genre won't evolve, and our yearly or bi-yearly Call of Duty and Battlefield are sure to keep our PCs and consoles nice and warm. I mean, who knows? At this point, I'll take Call of Duty Civil War, and Treyarch can make a new zombie mode called Lincoln's Revenge, which I'll take if it means we get some change. But wait, now that I think about it, imagine this for a second. A kill streak where you can call in the cavalry? Or how about a perk that gives dysentery to whoever you wound? And the big tagline they can put in the game box can be, "The future of shooters. Watch yourself die slowly to pneumonia." On second thought, let's not give EA or Activision any ideas.